Okay, we'll start the class now. आज हमें कौन पढ़ेगा? ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. कॉन्फ्लिक्ट माने तो बुझुछ ये जोड़ा मतांतर मनांतर, anything, any dispute, any disagreement between two members, that is called conflict. We'll read about organizational conflict. Conflict केमिति क्रिएट हुए, तार सोर्स कौन, conflict resolution केमिति हुए, से विषय डिस्कस करिया. conflict काहे की क्रिएट हुए. There is a concept organizational dynamics. Dynamics माने कौन? Anything changing in the organization. It defines like this. Organizational dynamic is defined as a process of continuously strengthening the resource and enhancing employees' performance. If you are in an organization, you are continuously working on different aspects. It can also be described as how an organization changes and promotes organizational learning, better business practice, and strategic management. You are doing planning, you are doing training, you are doing teaching, you are learning. So, a lot of activities are happening in the organization. And due to those things, a lot of changes are happening. Once changes are happening, there is a high possibility of conflict. Conflict का भीतर होची एम्प्लॉइंग का भीतर जोटी लोक काम करचंती, definitely there will be a conflict. If you have someone around you, then you will talk to the person, and conflict may arise due to so many reasons, due to communication, due to organization, organizational structure, due to work, lot of things. We'll read it. This is in second paragraph. An example is given. An example of dynamics is a car moving despite of the forces of multiple objects trying to stop it. Suppose there is a movement happening in the road. There is a car moving, but there are so many things, obstacles. You have so many things coming in front of the car. There are so many signals. They are trying to stop, but it has the movement. It has the momentum. सेमती प्रति जिन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने कौन होची तमे बहुत प्रकार जिनस ऑब्स्टैकल आछि बट यू आर मूविंग अहेड. ये सब जिनस तमे अतिक्रम करी आगु चलछ. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ conflict resolution. So organizational dynamics is one concept given here due to what are the reason, like how the different changes happening in the organization, what are the reason behind it, what are the elements given in the next paragraph. Elements of organization dynamic. Effective planning needs the management to define the division and the departments as their structure. Planning is one major element. Another element is execution of goals. Suppose you have goals, you have target, you are executing it, you have a lot of work. Another element is leadership. You are building a team, project, leadership is one element. Another element is controlling. You are observing the team. So these are the main element of dynamics. Due to this, changes are happening in the organization, and these changes are creating conflict. So main reason is conflict. And main topic is conflict. Why the conflicts are happening? Because there are a lot of activities in the organization. What are those activities? It's due to planning, it's due to goals execution, it's due to leadership, it's due to controlling. Anything and in the organization is creating dynamics, creating conflicts. There are different types of conflict. We'll understand that. So here in the slide, I have given four types of conflict. So broadly, these are categorized: intrapersonal, interpersonal, intragroup, and intergroup. First thing, we'll read it. We'll understand. We'll take one example of each category that will make you clear. The first one is intrapersonal. Intrapersonal conflict कौन? This level of refers to an internal dispute and involves only one individual. That means it is telling only one person is involved in this conflict. It's not related to multiple person. It's within you, within that person who has created the conflict. This conflict arises out of your own thoughts, emotions, ideas, values, predisposition. It can occur when you struggling between what you want to do and what you should do. I'll give an example of intrapersonal skills. Suppose you have a problem that you are not able to decide something. Suppose ତମେ ଗୋଟେ ବଡ଼ ପୋଷ୍ଟରେ ଅଛ, ବଡ଼ କାମ କରୁଛ, ତମେ ଗୋଟେ ରିକ୍ରୁଟମେଣ୍ଟ କରୁଛ, ତମେ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକକୁ ରଖିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛ. You have interviewed, you have selected two members, you like those two members, but you have to ultimately appoint one person. ତମକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକ ରଖିବାର ଅଛି, ତମେ କିନ୍ତୁ ଦିଟା ଲୋକ ସିଲେକ୍ଟ କରିଛ. ଦିଟା ଲୋକ ତମକୁ ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଲାଗେ. You are not able to decide who will join, who will not join. ତମେ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଭାବି ଭାବିକି 15 ଦିନ ମାସେ ଡେରି କରୁଛ. Because you are not able to decide something. Ultimately, you have to take a decision. Maybe your decision is wrong or right, but you have to take a decision. ତମେ ଯଦି decision ନ ନେଇକି ସେଟାକୁ ପକେଇକି ରଖିଲ, that is one type of conflict that is called intrapersonal. So within you, so you have created a conflict within yourself. That is because of your thought process, because of your emotion, because of your ideas, because of your brought up, your values, your nature. You are not able to make a quick decision. So due to all these things, you are not able to clearly decide, and you don't know what to do, whether to give appointment to this person or that person. Both are good. So you like both. ତମେ ଦି ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ଭଲ ପାଉଛ, କିନ୍ତୁ କାହାକୁ ଆପଏଣ୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟ ଦବ, କାହାକୁ ଚାକିରି ଦବ ତମେ ଜାଣିପାରୁନ, ତମେ ଡେରି କରୁଛ. That is interpersonal conflict. Interpersonal conflict is the second type. This conflict occurs between two or more people in a larger organization. It can result from different personality or different perspective. Means suppose ଦି ଜଣ ଲୋକ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ତମେ କାମ କରୁଛ, ଆଉ ଜଣ ଲୋକ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ତମ କଲିଗ ଜଣେ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଅଲଗା ଡିପାର୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟରେ. ଜଣଙ୍କର ହଠାତ୍ ପ୍ରମୋସନ ହେଇଗଲା, ଭଲ ଚାକିରି ପାଇଲା, ଆଉ କୋଉ ଡିପାର୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟରେ ଭଲ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଲେଭେଲରେ ପାଇଲା, ଦରମା ବଢିଗଲା, ପ୍ରମୋସନ ହେଇଗଲା, ତମର ସେଟା ହେଲାନି. Then you are having some conflict, you are having something in your mind running for that person, that creates some conflict in your work, in your performance. That is what written here. It can result from different personality and different perspective on how to accomplish goals. Interpersonal conflict may even occur without one party realizing there is a conflict. Suppose ତମେ ସେଟା ଭାବୁଛ ତମ ସାଙ୍ଗର ପ୍ରମୋସନ ହେଇଗଲା, ତମେ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଡିମୋଟିଭେଟ ହେଇଗଲା, ତମେ କାମ କରୁନ, but your friend doesn't know if there is a conflict. It's affecting you. You are demotivated. You are not working. He doesn't know. But there is a conflict created between this. That is interpersonal conflict. So two parties are involved. Third conflict is intra-group. This level of conflict occurs between members of a single group when there are multiple people with varying opinions, backgrounds, and experience working towards the common goal. Intergroup. This level of conflict occurs between different groups within a larger organization or those who do not have the same overchanging goals. These two are little bit confusing, intragroup and intergroup. Just try to understand. Intragroup and intergroup. Intragroup means within the same group, members are having conflict. Intragroup means one group with other group. इंटरग्रुप रे सपोज तमे बड़ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रे काम करछ, विभिन्न टीम अछंदी, गोटे टीम आगु पळेला, गोटे टीम पछरे गेला, देन यू हैव कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, यू हैव सम डिस्प्यूट बिटवीन दैट टीम एंड दिस टीम. सपोज गोटे बड़ टूर्नामेंट रे क्रिकेट टूर्नामेंट की फुटबॉल टूर्नामेंट रे काम करछ, तमे गुड़ाए मैच जीति जीति आसले किंतु सेमीफाइनल हारीगल, आ गोटे टीम आगु पड़ेगा, तमे कौन कर? सपोज यू आर एनालाइजिंग व्हाई यू डिफीटेड, तमे कहीं हारिला. सपोज देयर इज सम इलीगल मैनर्स or they have done something for that they are ahead of you. So you are having some dispute or some good reason there. They played well. They practiced well. So whatever may be the reason, you are creating conflict, you are discussing and debating, and every day you are thinking about that this team is ahead of our team. So it could be for a good reason or bad reason. So that is intergroup conflict. Intragroup conflict is within that group, I said. Within the same group. This level of conflict occurs between the members of a single group when there are multiple people with varying opinions. Suppose tame gote team re kaam korcha, but different people have different opinion because you have a different education, different background, different knowledge. You are saying something, your friend in the same group saying something. You want to go as a first man, as a batting, but your friend is willing to go as a first man. So there is a conflict between two batsmen in the same team. That is intra-group. Within the same group, there is a conflict between two members because of their difference in skill, difference in education, difference in background. They have two different opinions. Intergroup is within the multiple group. One group is having conflict with another group. Intergroup is within the same group. Interpersonal is between two members. Intrapersonal is one member, no other party involved. within you based on your thought, emotion. You are thinking something, you are not able to proceed, or you are creating your own conflict. So these are four different types of conflict. In a high level, they are categorized interpersonal, intrapersonal, intragroup, intergroup. The conflict created due to this category. These are different types, labels of conflict. Then we'll understand the management technique, how one person is dealing with this conflict, how conflict can be managed. Different types of conflict, what they do, there are different managers will have different techniques, different tools. Those things we'll understand in the next slide. At the workplace, whenever two or more persons interact, conflict occurs when opinions with respect to any task or decision are in contradiction. A common example of organizational conflict occurs when workers advocate for higher pay and business owners management wants pay level remain the same. ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ common example ଦିଆହେଇଛି ଏଠି। ଅନେକ କମ୍ପାନୀରେ ତମେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ୱାର୍କର୍ସ ମାନେ ସବୁବେଳେ ସାଲେରୀକୁ ନେଇକି ଡିସ୍କସ୍ କରନ୍ତି, ଡିବେଟ୍ କରନ୍ତି। ସାଲେରୀ ଆମର କମ୍ ହେଲା, ଡିସାଟିସ୍ଫାକ୍ସନ୍ ଦେଖାନ୍ତି। କିନ୍ତୁ ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ, they don't want to change anything. They want to give the same pay levels and they want to be remain on the same level. So that is a conflict commonly available in all organizations. And these are the box you have seen: avoiding, accommodating, compromising, competing, collaborating. These are five different category, five different types how the conflict can be managed. Type five different priority I can say, or different techniques for managers how they manage, deal with conflict or work with conflict. So this is given in the different grid, different quadrants. Suppose you see low high. One axis is given importance of relationship, and in y axis given achieving goal. So once your relationship and goals are achieved, you will plot in collaboration. So if you understand the graph, you can understand this dimension. So there are four dimensions, four category I can say, and we'll understand each of these. What are this meaning? It's given in small letter in the same graph, but it will not visible for you. We'll go to the next slide, we'll understand each. So once you are low in relationship, low in goals, so you are in avoiding state. So that means, suppose you are here and here in relationship, here in achieving goals, and you are falling under avoiding. So that means you are avoiding conflict, you are not listening. Similarly, accommodating, compromising, competing, collaborating. So these are different quadrant, different techniques based on their label you can apply. The first thing is avoiding styles. The avoiding style of conflict resolution is one where one has low concern for his are ultimate goal and low concern of his relationship with the others. So you see this graph. So you have low concern on the relationship, low concern. So you are avoiding. That means you don't bother about the goals. You don't bother about the relationship, that about that conflict. So you can avoid. So that is a low priority for you. So in that case, the manager will avoid the conflict. Avoiding style of conflict resolution is one where one has low concern for his or her ultimate goals and low concern for relationship. So everything is low. You don't concern about the goals, the objectives. You don't concern about the relationship. So in that case, you can avoid the conflict. That is avoiding style. The second one is accommodating style. Accommodating style is what? Where the goal has important, because organization has certain goal, it has important. You are able to accommodate that, but you don't have the relations. You see the graph. Yeah. Accommodating. The relationship is important. More. Goal is less. So you are proceeding here. So if you don't listen to that conflict, so maybe there is a relationship spoil between the guys. So you are accommodating, you are listening to that. Another is compromising. Compromising is both, right in the middle. Compromising style of conflict management. Here, moderate concern for others and moderate concern for goals. So both are same. You also don't want to spoil the relationship. You also don't want to spoil the goals. So both are equally important for you. That is the compromising style. Competing style, in third point, it's given competing style. Configuration is defined by one party pushing ahead with his or her own mission and goal with no concern for other party in the conflict. In this case, the, the one party is pushing ahead with his own, or suppose one person who has created the conflict has no concern with the other party. There are two parties between the conflict. One is creating the conflict, or whatever the conflict created, there are two parties involved in this situation. And they are competing each other. And you as a manager, whoever as a conflict resolution person who is managing the conflict, so that person has high respect for organization. That means you are taking the organizational goal as a priority. So here competing means, so the organizational goal is important for you, but you don't give the importance to the relation, to the person. So you are here. You can consider that conflict in this manner. And if you are considering both as important, your goal and relationship, then your conflicts are placed here. Collaboration. Collaborating means, suppose there are conflict happening between two parties in your team. You are calling both the parties. You are listening from both the side, this side and that side. Then you are counseling them, you are convincing them, ତାଙ୍କୁ ବୁଝଉଛ କ'ଣ ପାଇଁ ଜିନିଷଟା ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ୍ ହେଇଛି, କ'ଣ ପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କର କନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟ ହେଇଛି, ତମେ ବୁଝଉଛ, ଦେନ୍ ଗୋଟେ କନକ୍ଲୁଜନରେ ପହଞ୍ଚୁଛ କ'ଣ ପାଇଁ କ'ଣ କଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଯେଉଁ ବିବାଦ ହେଇଛି ସେଟା କେମିତି ଦୂର ହବ. How you are resolving that issue, that is collaborating. If you see this, in this case collaborating, both the parameters is high. You have high respect for company, you have high respect for goals, and you also high respect for relation. If both are high, then you are collaborating. Finally, the collaborating style is one where there is high concern for relationship and high concern for achieving one's own goal. Those with a collaborating style look to put all conflicts on the table, analyzing the deal with all the party, openly with all. But that means you are inviting both the party who are involved in conflict, discussing with them, asking the reason behind it, why they, what he told, what he told. Suppose ଦି ଜଣ ଭିତରେ ଝଗଡ଼ା ଲାଗିଛି, ତମେ ଦି ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ଡାକିକି ତାଙ୍କୁ ବୁଝଉଛ କ'ଣ ପାଇଁ ଲାଗିଛି, କ'ଣ କିଏ କାହାକୁ କହିଲା, ଦେନ୍ ୟୁ ଆର୍ କାଉନସିଲିଂ ଦେମ୍, ତାଙ୍କୁ ବୁଝଉଛ କୋଉଟା ଭୁଲ ହେଲା କୋଉଟା ଠିକ ହେଲା, କ'ଣ କିଏ କାହାର କହିବା ଉଚିତ ଥିଲା, କିଏ କାହାର ନ କହିବା ଉଚିତ ଥିଲା. You are counseling them, then you are coming to a conclusion, you are analyzing and giving them the solution. That is collaborating style, because you don't want any harm. End of the day, they will trust you, they will listen to you. You are working as a conflict resolution manager. Here there are different techniques. So you understood there are 5 techniques. Based on that, you will deal with each conflict. Whether you want to avoid, whether you want to collaborate, you want to compromise, compete or accommodate, that based on your priority, you can apply any of this technique. There are 5 techniques: avoiding, accommodating, competing, compromising, and collaborating. And these techniques are dependent on the priority you set for the organization and the relationship. That is given in this diagram. I'll share this, so you'll understand this. These are the different techniques of conflict. There is another thing in your syllabus: traditional approach and modern approach of conflict. What is traditional approach and what is modern approach? Traditional approach on conflict is the earliest view on organizational conflict. It is the simplest approach for the conflict and was developed in 1930s. Modern approach on the conflict is contemporary view of organization. As per the traditional approach, conflicts are avoidable, but as per the modern approach, conflicts are inevitable. ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच कौन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को आम अवॉइड कर मॉडर्न अप्रोच हूँ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को आम अवॉइड कर इफ देयर आर पीपल देन डेफिनेटली देयर इज ए कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच कंसीडर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स आर डिस्ट्रक्टिव. ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच हूँ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट निश्चय ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लॉस हम डिस्ट्रक्टिव, बट इन मॉडर्न अप्रोच कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स आर कंस्ट्रक्टिव. If you have a conflict with me, that means you are thinking something positive. I will also take in a positive way in modern approach. So in that case, in traditional approach, you have to eliminate the conflict because it is destructive. In modern approach, you have to manage the conflict. Yeah, because it is constructive. What is the consequence? Low productivity because it's destructive. There will be a violence created between members because it's destructive. And here in modern approach, it is improving the creativity, improving the productive performance of the person. So it is positive. In a high level, you can understand the traditional approach is destructive, in modern approach is constructive. There are two different approaches, traditional approach and modern approach of conflict. You also have another concept, functional and difunctional. Functional conflict and difunctional. Functional conflict. Conflict can functional or difunctional. Functional conflict is when people have opposing goals that can be resolved without conflict. Difunctional conflict, by contrast, is a type of conflict in which people can't work together to achieve their common goal, often due to lack of resolution and differences. So there's a difference summarized. So in a high level, you can again remember functional conflict is dysfunctional conflict by contrast is a type of conflict in which people can't work. That means dysfunctional is negative, functional conflict is positive. Functional conflict supports organizational goals to improve the performance. Dysfunctional conflict causes disruptive and waste resource and time. Functional conflict is always constructive. Dysfunctional conflict is disruptive. That means it is creating your time, wasting your time, creating your lot of waste, unnecessary time waste. So that is dysfunctional. In functional conflict helps develop new ideas and promotes positive changes and innovations in the workplace. Dysfunctional conflict decreases productivity, leads and disagreement, disengagement, and demotivation. As I said, dysfunctional conflict is destructive. It creates demotivation, disengagement. It is negative in nature. But functional conflict is positive in nature. It gives new innovation. It gives new vibration, positive attitude in the team members, involves sharing and discussing different viewpoint and perspective. So, due to functional conflict, it encourages a team member to discuss each other, involves different opinions, share each other, and suppose your view and my view are different. So we discuss, each of us will have a different opinion. So we discuss, then we decide on that. Secondly, dysfunctional conflicts involve tension, animosity, and defensive behavior. जोटा में झगड़ा लगती टाइप कनफ्लिक्ट हेल्ले कौन हम आमर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट ओपिनियन नहीं कि हमें झगड़ा लगे किंतु फंक्शनल कन्फ्लिक्ट कौन भाई आम डिफरेंट ओपिनियन नहीं कि आम केमी नुआ जिन शिखा नुआ जिन सल्यूसन बाहर करिया that is coming under functional conflict. And if it is destructive, it is creating tension, it is creating it is wasting time, then it is dysfunctional conflict. So these are two different types of conflict, two different category mentioned in your syllabus. So what we read today, we understood little bit on dynamics, then different techniques of conflict management, traditional modern approach of conflict, functional and dysfunctional conflict. Other than that, we also discussed the source of conflict, how conflicts are created, different types of conflict. We can take more time on this, but this is one important chapter in your syllabus, conflict management. This is in our last unit. While discussing in the next class, we'll revise the same and let me know if you have any question. Next class is day after tomorrow. We'll cover this and next thing in the syllabus in the chapter 5. Thank you.